Higher education opens the door to growth and countless opportunities. But for a lot of people, it comes with a financial burden that stays with them long after graduation day. More than 43 million people in the US have federal student loan debt. And the federal student loan portfolio is over 1.6 trillion. Yes, that's trillion with a T. On top of that, it takes the average student borrower 20 years to pay off their loans. Now, right now, at the time of recording, unfortunately, the elevated interest rates in the US have made student loans even more complicated and could be turning them into something that is really sabotaging your financial success. Hey, I'm Lorianne. I'm co-founder of Dow Janes and a money coach, and today I'm diving into the multifaceted world of student loan debt. In this video, I'm going to help you determine if paying down your student loan debt is the right financial priority for you to focus on, and give you 7 tips on how to pay off your student loan debt fast. First, if you want more tips to building a strong financial future, be sure to subscribe and hit the notification button so you don't miss future videos. And if you want to level up your finances, be sure to check out our free masterclass where we will teach you the system thousands of women have used to pay off debt and develop better spending habits and grow their money. I will leave a link in the description below. Should you prioritize paying off your student debt? Typically, we think about debt in 2 categories, good debt and bad debt. We got a full-on video explaining the difference, which I'm going to link to in the description below. But to summarize, good debt is debt that helps you build wealth, whereas bad debt is debt that is created in order to buy some sort of consumable, something that's value goes away after you have used it. But good debt, it helps you build wealth. It goes to something that appreciates in value. It gives you either a new opportunity or a chance to accelerate your wealth building. So for example, getting a mortgage for an appropriately priced house could be good debt. It helps you buy an asset, and typically real estate will increase in value over time. So that's the first part of good debt. The second part of good debt is that it's low interest debt. We usually define this as 7% or less. This is because we want the interest on your debt to be less than the amount you could expect on average returns from investing in the stock market. So if, for instance, the average interest rate on a credit card is 24%, that means you're going to be paying a lot in interest if you didn't pay your card off every month. Not good debt. On the other hand, interest on a mortgage is typically around 4 to 5%. Now, a student loan, usually it meets both of these criteria. It goes towards something that will help you build wealth in the future, an advanced degree that you could hopefully turn into a job that produces more income than you would have if you didn't have that degree or training. And typically it's low interest. So because of that, we don't usually think about it as a high priority debt. However, because the Fed has been raising interest rates to battle inflation, at the time we're publishing this video, the interest rate on your loan may be 8.5% or even higher. And this pushes it into the realm of debt that you should consider whether or not paying it off is a priority, because it could be what's standing in your way of you being able to invest and grow your money at those average 8 to 10% returns. So how do you know if your student loan debt should be a top priority for you? Well, I would compare it to any other types of debt that you have. So if you have other debts that have higher interest rate than your student loans, you're going to want to tackle those first. So for example, if you have credit card debt that has an interest rate in the 20%, somewhere in the 20s, you're going to want to focus on paying that off first. If you don't have any debt beside your student loans debt, I would focus on making sure I have a small emergency fund and then starting to chip away at that debt a little bit faster. And here is how to do that. Number 1, understand your situation. The first step to solving any financial challenge is to take a step back and assess. You need to know where you're starting from. So take some time to gain a complete picture of your student loan situation. You want to know the total amount you owe on all of your loans, which student loan servicers you owe and the amount of each loan, which of your loans are federal and which are private, the minimum monthly payment you owe on each loan, and the interest rate for each loan. That's going to help you prioritize. Number 2, look into forgiveness options. Forgiveness programs can eliminate all or part of your student loan debt if you qualify, but each program has unique requirements and pretty strict approval standards. One of these programs is the Public Service Loan Forgiveness. So to be eligible for the PSLF program, you must be employed full-time in a public service position by a government or nonprofit organization and have direct loans or have consolidated other federal student loans to qualify. And you need to have made 120 qualifying payments under an income-driven repayment plan. Second type of forgiveness program is a teacher loan forgiveness. To qualify for this, you must have an eligible loan under the Direct Loan Program or FFEL program and teach full-time for 5 consecutive years in a low-income school or educational service agency. Depending on your specialty, the program forgives up to $5,000 or up to $17,500. Now, the third forgiveness program is an income-driven repayment forgiveness. So it's also possible to have a portion of your student loans forgiven if you're on an income-driven repayment plan. Once the 10, 20, or 25-year repayment term ends with these programs, any remaining balance is forgiven. So understanding the programs and if you qualify for them can make a huge difference in how much debt you actually have to pay back. Number 3, meet with a student loan consultant. If this all seems a little overwhelming and you're paying a high interest rate, I really encourage you to consider meeting with a student loan consultant. We often encourage members in our $1 Million a Year program to meet with a student loan consultant, and sometimes people are eligible for programs that they didn't even know existed, and they're able to wipe out large chunks of their debt. This is absolutely worth investigating. A consultant in this area can help you out in many ways, including recommending student loan repayment strategies, offering personalized guidance based on your financial situation, explaining student loan jargon in a way that you can understand, give recommendations on what to do if you have changes in your lifestyle, and they can save you time by researching your loan details, calling lenders on your behalf, and helping you find the best path forward. Another avenue you can explore are some credit counseling companies. Some of them are nonprofits that provide free student loan advice and offer specialized advice regarding repayment. These organizations, they can look at your entire financial picture, including whether you also have other types of debt, to provide suggestions on how to approach a repayment plan. Number 4, ask your employer about repayment assistance. Many employers have begun offering student loan repayment assistance or tuition reimbursement. Employers are able to contribute up to $5,250 annually towards an employee's college tuition or student loan repayment assistance through 2025. This benefit is not taxable income for the employee. That full amount can go straight towards paying down your loan without you needing to pay tax on it like you do on your wages before you have money left over to put towards your loan. And it's a good deal for your employer too. They're able to deduct the expense, so everyone benefits. Even negotiating with your employer to shift a portion of your payment to a repayment assistance program can mean maybe your employer was going to give you that $5,250 as part of your salary anyway, but you were about to pay tax on it, leaving you with 80% or 75% of that money after you've paid taxes. So if you were to shift that into a program where now this benefit is coming to you and it's not taxable income for you, you could put 100% of it towards the loan. Number 5, make a budget and stick to it. Developing a budget that accounts for your income and your expenses, we talk about this all the time. I personally recommend the 50-30-20 method. We've got a video that we will link to in the description below on this. This is where 50% of your monthly income goes to needs, 30% for wants, and then 20% goes towards your savings. Now, since you're trying to pay off debt fast, you likely want to adjust these percentages. That 20% that you'd otherwise be saving is going to go towards paying off your student loan debt. And if you want to push it even further, you would look to reduce your spending on wants from 30% down to maybe 10 or 15% and putting the remaining directly into paying off your loan. Remember, this adjusted budget, it's not supposed to last forever. It's only until you have paid off your debt or even through the period where interest rates are as high as they are until that comes back down. You want to consider making temporary lifestyle changes while you focus on paying off this debt, which leads me to number 6, cut expenses and increase your income. To accelerate debt repayment, you need to create a gap between your income and your expenses. That leftover money can go towards paying off your debt. So cut unnecessary expenses by reviewing your discretionary spending, finding areas where you can reduce or eliminate, and consider alternatives to costly habits or subscriptions, like get rid of them if you don't use them, or downgrade to a smaller package. Pay for the version of Hulu that comes with the ads. Find a way to just chip away at your expenses. Additionally, I recommend you explore opportunities to boost your income. This could be taking on a side gig or starting some freelance work. Every extra dollar can make a difference. If you want more tips on increasing your income, I did a video on how to make an extra $1,000 every month, which I will also link to in the description. Number 7, make extra payments towards the principal. So if you've done some of these steps, have additional money that you can use it to make extra payments to help pay off your loans faster and reduce the total interest you will pay over time. Any unexpected money you receive, birthday money, a tax refund, a bonus, an inheritance, put all or as much of that as you can towards reducing your debt to pay it off faster. Final thoughts, debt can be scary, and student loan debt can feel like a lifelong partnership. But I hope that this helps you manage it, know if it's a priority that you should be focusing on, and helps you create a rock-solid financial future. If you want to learn more about building a solid financial future, be sure to check out our free masterclass. I will be sharing the story of how I personally went from $40,000 in debt, about half of that was student loan debt, to building up a successful investment portfolio. I will leave a link in the description.